What you're looking at is the homepage of my Canva account, and if you want to upload a video that you have recorded yourself, then you can upload it in two ways. You can either click on the video icon on the homepage and it will open up a blank canvas for you, or you can click on create a design in the top right hand corner and it will give you a drop down menu which is probably based on what you've looked at before. So if you don't see video in the drop down, just type it in the search box and it will pop to the top. Once you get through to this blank canvas video page, you need to upload your video, and you can do that by clicking uploads, which takes you to upload files. Depending on where your video is, you've got a choice. So you can upload it, as I'm going to do, from your laptop or from Facebook or Google Drive, Instagram or Dropbox. I'm going to go with my laptop, and then you just need to browse around your laptop and find the folder where you kept your video. So you can see it's popped up in my videos section, and you can see from the upload icon there's a little wave telling me just how far I've got. Now you can, even as it's uploading, start editing in the editor box. So you can see just by clicking on the thumbnail picture, I've transferred what's uploaded so far into my editor. So if you're in a hurry, that's a good thing to know. So the video is now uploaded and you have the main playback video, the big rectangle right in front of you, and then beneath it you have a timeline. Also, if you click on the main playback video, you'll notice that a toolbar suddenly appears at the top with edit video, playback, crop, flip, animate, position, and so on. Now, I'm not going to look into this too much. Apart from crop, all the other things you can explore at another time, but for the purposes of just extracting a short clip from a longer recording, crop might be one tool that is useful to you or your interviewee, just in case they suddenly decide that, for example, that lamp in the lower right hand corner needs to go. If you click on crop, as I've just done, and select freeform, which means you've got the freedom to change the dimensions as you wish. If you click one by one, that gives you a square immediately, good for LinkedIn, and 16 by 9 returns it to that rectangular landscape version for YouTube. So once you've made a decision about which aspect ratio or which dimensions you want your video to be in, and I'm going to go with freeform, then click done at the bottom of that section, and then you're in a position to edit the picture and cut it down a little bit. So I'm just going to hover over the edge, the right hand edge, which I want to pull in to get rid of the lamp, and I'm going to click and drag, and as I do that it crops the picture and removes the lamp. I think I need to extend the frame a bit, so I go to the corner, one of the corners, and click and drag, and that will enlarge it without distorting it. I can do it again from another corner, and there we go. So slightly different size, but if you don't mind a border, it means the lamp has disappeared. So crop is a good tool if you suddenly realise there's something in the background that you really don't want in the video and you need to get rid of it. However, if you want it as it was, you can always click on the undo button before you save it, and it will return the dimensions to what they were originally. So we're going to return to the bottom of the screen, and all those little thumbnail shots of Julia that run in quick succession along the bottom, those taken all together make up the timeline. And at the moment, I haven't cut into it, it's unedited, and together they're also known as a page. Page 1 is what Canva calls them. To work your way through the timeline, you can either play the video, but that's playing at the speed of the original recording, or if you've got an idea of where the clip you want to extract is, you can take this vertical line with the little black triangle known as the playhead, hover over it so the little hand appears, and then click and drag, and you can start moving your way through the recording, through the timeline at the speed you want. So currently we're at about 1 minute 14 seconds in, and you can see it's moving quite fast, but you can speed up. So if you know, for example, your clip's around 5 minutes in, you can actually get there quite fast. Stop and then play and check.
About what drives you and what drives the organization.
So all that makes up page 1. But as I start editing, you'll discover that I create new pages. Before I uploaded, I'd already watched this video, all 14 minutes of it, and I'd made a transcript using Otter AI, but there are lots of other good AI tools out there that will create transcripts for you. And I'd identified a particular clip which starts around 1 minute in, 55 seconds in, and lasts about 30 seconds. And it's about natural conversations. And the starting words are, so what resonated with me particularly. So what I'm going to do is go back to my video, click and drag on the playhead, get it to roughly 55 seconds in, and start playing.
So what resonated?
There we are. So what resonated, and I'm going to click and drag on the playhead again. So I'm just going to go back by 1 second, so it pretty much corresponds to what was on the transcript. And then I'm going to hover over the timeline, right click, and this menu pops up. I'm going to split the page. So we were working in page 1. By clicking on that, I'm going to split it. So before the cut that I've just made, or the split, has now become page 1, and the beginning of the clip that I want has now, as you can see, become page 2. So I'm just going to move the timeline back to the beginning of the cut that I made and see what happens.
So what resonated with me particularly in terms of Miranda's approach is that it's extremely natural, and she's really able to tap into that.
And that is the end. That's the end of the clip. So the moment I heard Julia say the words that I knew were coming to the end of the clip, I clicked on the play button again to stop it, and you'll see the playhead has stopped exactly at that point. So I'm going to do the same thing. I need to cut. So I'll hover over the bit of track that comes after it, right click, and split the page again. And the page will split at where the playhead was. So now the clip that I want has become page 2, and what comes after it, which I haven't started editing yet, is page 3. What comes before is page 1. So this is page 2. Now I'm just going to click and drag the playhead to the beginning again, and I'll play.
So what resonated with me particularly in terms of Miranda's approach is that it's extremely natural. So
now I'm just going to move it to the end and see what the end is like.
That is somehow hidden in the brain, no, it comes out much more naturally, and she's really able to tap into that.
And that is the end of the clip. I just need to create a title, so I will put L for landscape, natural conversation, and then I will share it. That is the route where I can download the video link. I'm not worried about collaboration bits here. I'm just going to go straight down to download because I just need to see it for myself. So I'm going to click download. I'm given the option of MP4 video. If you click the drop down, Canva will always suggest the most appropriate format, and then I click download.
So what resonated with me particularly in terms of Miranda's approach is that it's extremely natural. So she really manages to put you at ease and to create those natural conversations that don't feel artificial at all. And, you know, I have realized that when you start talking, your concepts and everything that is somehow hidden in the brain, you know, it comes out much more naturally. And she's really able to tap into that.